Yo, what's up, everybody? You know what it is. Today is Wednesday. So, you know, it is day two this week for your new favorite show, the Mykell Mathieu Show. As you go with me on a journey, as I talk to you about the happenings, what's going on with the world, the social media world, the sports world, the entertainment world, and so much more. And, you know, you're also with me with this journey as I take my steps to secure my star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I thank you guys for being with me today. Um, Real quick show today. You know, not a lot going on, especially when it comes to the NBA. The NBA finals don't start until Thursday at 5:30 p.m., where we get to see the Thunder and the Pacers. Shout out to the Thunder who are doing some great things. They are the second youngest team to make the NBA finals with an average age of 25.6. That means this team has a chance to be one of those new dynasties. They're young. They have a MVP player. They got a big three with Jalen Williams, Chet, and SGA. They're in a city that is all about basketball. Like it's nothing else to do. I've been out there for a game. There's nothing else really to do in Oklahoma City. If you're a player, I figured the most you can do is hoop. So that's what they do. They are the second youngest team to do it. So I'm looking for them to be around for a good while, especially they're going to lose some players here and there, but if they can keep their core guys together, I'm expecting for the Oklahoma City Thunder to be a team that people have to deal with in the NBA for the next, man, 5 years for sure. But if you want to know, the youngest team, the 1976-1977 Portland Trailblazers, led by Bill Walton, the average age was 25.03. But shout out to the Thunder, man. They're doing some great things. SGA has his name in a lot of conversations. He's one of the few players, I think it's like five or six, to ever win MVP, the scoring title, and get to the finals, joining like Shaq, Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, and maybe a couple others. But shout out to that team. I can't wait to see game one. It's going to be magical and it's going to be fun. And I know that you guys are waiting for it. We got to talk about the NBA. The All Star game. If you don't know, now you know. The NBA All Star game next season 2026 will be none other than here in Los Angeles when the All Stars are going to be coming to the Intuit Dome. The first time ever the Intuit Dome will host an All Star game. Going to be a dope experience. If you haven't been to the Intuit Dome yet to watch some hoop, you need to go. It is probably the best place to watch basketball in modern NBA and modern basketball. Just Steve Ballmer did his thing with that arena. I've talked about it plenty of times covering the Clippers, but what they're doing with that arena and what they did, it is top notch. So shout out to Steve Ballmer and that group. But yeah, the All Star is going to be here. Adam Silver was on TV saying a few changes. The game won't be an evening game. We used to seeing it at 5 o'clock here on the West Coast. The game is most likely going to be at possibly noon or one here on the West Coast, meaning that that's 3 or 4 on the East Coast. So that's going to be a change. It's going to be on NBC with the whole shift, and they're going to try to do something new. They're going to try to feature Team USA versus Team World. I don't know how that affects guys who are voted as the All Star team. Do you have to nitpick more when it comes to the World team to fill out their roster? But it's going to be something different. It's going to be something interesting. I just wish they would go back to the norm. East, West, allow them to wear their team jerseys, give it that look. But it comes out of one thing: no matter what you put on the court, it's up to the players. The players have to play and show up and go to work. If they don't come out there and play hard, play with some passion, like we've seen in the years, especially growing up, watching the 90s, 2000s All Star games, like these guys were going at it. These guys were hooping. These guys were playing, and it made it fun. You were truly watching the best pickup ball game in the world that you couldn't find anywhere else except the All Star game with the best players in the league playing from the East, from the West, going at it. So I know they're going to try this Team World, Team USA. It's going to be cool. But the question becomes, will you show up in the hoop players? Giannis was like, yo, ask. He was like, hey, I wish that we would do Team USA, Team World. He was on X and he was like, ask me any questions. And somebody brought it up and I asked him a question. Would y'all show up and play hard? Like, it don't matter the format. It just matters if you guys show up and play with some heart. Allowing 200 points, no defense, just chucking up threes. It's just no fun to watch. Like people can do different and other things. So Adam Silver's tried anything to save the All Star game, save All Star weekend, but it comes down to the players. Will they show up? Will they perform? Will they give energy? I guess we'll have to wait and see. 2026 next year, Los Angeles, California, the Intuit Dome. That's where All Star weekend and the All Star game will be held. As we all know, it hit hard, New York fans. The New York Knicks relieved Tom Thibodeau of his duties as head coach. He led the Knicks to their first Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. He made the playoffs in 4 or 5 years and led the Knicks to consecutive 50-plus win seasons for the first time since the 90s when Pat Ewing and those guys were on the floor. I wasn't too big of a fan of this move. I just feel give the guy another year to see if he could take you from the conference finals to the NBA finals. Maybe make a little tweaks on the roster. We know what Tom Thibodeau is, and he can bring out the best of you. Just guys have to perform. Like everybody put pressure on coaches. They want to fire the coaches left and right. They want to do this and that with the coaches. For me, it's never about the coaches. Once again, it goes back to the players. The Knicks players didn't show up and perform. They let go of game one that they should have won. And you win that, you possibly go to game seven, or you have a different start to that series, and maybe you win that series. But it's not about coaching. That's just a piece of the pie. Players have to show up, players have to perform, and that's what it's truly about. But with Tibbs going out of there, what's next for Tibbs? Does he go back to Chicago? Does he sit a year? I'm not sure where he's leaning towards, but I don't know if he expected it. I know a lot of the players, Jalen Brunson and the guys are speaking up for him, hoping that he got another chance, but it didn't happen. He loses his job. It's on the players. That's how I feel. But what do the Knicks do next? Maybe they go Mike Malone, a guy who's won a championship, a guy who's on TV now. I'm pretty sure he would love to go to the Mecca, and I think he fits that energy well. You saw him with the Nuggets. He was talking so much mess to the Lakers, to the Laker fans, to LeBron, being super cocky, bringing a certain energy that I think the New York Knicks fans will love. The players will love him. And he has resume. Like not a lot of coaches today has resume. The guy Mike Malone has a resume. He has a championship. He's done a lot of winning with the Denver Nuggets. It was a surprise that he was fired by the Nuggets this year. So the fact that he is available might be the reason why the Knicks made the move because they may pounce and try to make them their next coach. But hey, I don't know what they're going to do, but I know whatever move they make is going to be critiqued heavy because they're the New York Knicks. They're playing in the biggest market. They're just coming off the Eastern Conference Finals. So their fans. They're like, hey, we were just almost there. Who is going to be the coach to get us there? It's going to be pressure on whoever the next coach is. So it's going to be interesting to see. Keeping it in the hoop world. Shout out to the Big Diesel, Big Aristotle, Big Cactus, Big whatever you want to call him. One of my favorite players all time to watch in the game of basketball with Shaquille O'Neal. His years with the Lakers, starting from 96 to 2004, was some of the greatest basketball I've seen in my life. I love that era because the Lakers went from a young team trying to figure it out to being the powerhouse of the NBA. And, the guy is just a super mega star. He owns, it seems like everything. The guy is everywhere. But I have to talk about what he just did. Shaq was on the show. and he gave his top 10 of all time. And this is his 10. He said Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Bill Russell, Will Chamberlain, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Julius Irvin. And it's two things I don't like about this list. Number one, I'm telling you, for everybody that is out there that watch basketball, that talks basketball, hell, whether you're on a pod, you're on the radio, on TV, or you're with your friends, family, whoever you're talking basketball with, whenever you make a top 10 list of basketball players, Kareem Abdul Jabbar should be on everybody's list. There's no way you make a top 10 all time without Kareem. Hell, I don't even really want to see too many have him outside of the top five. But if you do, I understand, but he has to be top seven for sure. There's nowhere to place him anywhere else. He has six titles, six MVPs, the most unblockable shot of all time. He held the record for most points ever for a long time until LeBron passed him up. He dominated every level of basketball. That guy should be on everybody's top 10. If you put up a top 10, I don't give a damn if you Shaq. If you put up a top 10 and there's no Kareem on it, it's hard for me to take it serious. And then secondly, I like to have Shaq in my top 10. Like I said it before, he's one of my favorite players, the most dominant basketball player ever. He was a winner, an MVP, a guy who broke down backboards. Like I believe that you have to have him in your top 10 as well. Just like I said with hip hop. It's hip hop. I got my for sure seven. I said it: Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Kendrick, M, Lil Wayne. Those guys are automatically in that seven. I don't want to hear nothing else. If they're not in, I'm not taking you serious. It's the same for me. Kareem and Shaq has to be in your top 10. I don't want to see nothing else with them. And it's no order for me, but I think that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, Magic, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Tim Duncan, Kareem, and Shaq should be in your top 10. And then that 10th spot, you can go Bill Russell because of the 11 rings. You can go Wilt because of the numbers. But when I think of modern basketball, I think of those nine players. And once again, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, Magic, Larry Bird, Akeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Tim Duncan, and Kareem Abdul Jabbar. That's the nine that has to be set. So shout out to you. Much love to you, Big Shaq. But I think that you got the list wrong. I do love the fact he threw Dr. J on there, Julius Irvin. He gets looked over a lot because his career started off in the ABA and people only look at NBA stats. But if you think about what he achieved in the ABA and combine them, his resume is crazy. And he was one of the first when it comes to the high flying greats. One of my favorite basketball pictures of all time is him at the Rucker Park holding his hip on a court where there's fans everywhere, hanging out of buildings, on gates, on in trees to watch him play. So I like the touch of having Dr. J there. But Shaq and Kareem should be in your top 10. There's no ifs, ands, or buts with that. So that's the only thing I have with Shaquille O'Neal. But shout out to you, Big Shaq. Keep doing your thing out there in the TV world. In the WNBA, I have to give a shout out Rakia Jackson after taking time off from the team. I thought that meant she about to be gone for, week two, three. I didn't know what to expect, but she's already back after pretty much missing a weekend. She said the concussion kind of messed with her, but she's back to hooping. She says she should be playing Friday, so I can't wait to see her hoop. One of my favorite players in the W, and she repping LA with the LA Sparks, so I have to tap in. But kudos to her. She's good. Can't wait to see her hoop again. When it comes to the NFL, we're getting closer and closer. Do y'all feel it? Do y'all feel that itch? I can't wait to see some Chiefs football. I can't wait to see the Chargers, see the Rams, see the Eagles. Just seeing football, period. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. But as you know, NFL, Madden is on its way, and it's gonna be lit to see, Saquon Barkley on that cover. Does the curse still exist? That's the question everybody wants to know. I had to do some research. People have been on the cover. Some of them have still won and done some good things, but some of their numbers have been up and down. So maybe the curse isn't fully there, but there's little pieces of the curse that continues to affect guys. So shout out to Saquon, great honor, really dope. I can't wait to check out Madden and see what that game is. I believe I talked about it Monday, but somebody asked me, "Do you believe in the Madden curse still?" And I remember there was such a thing where guys will play, be on the front cover, and just fade the rest of their career or get in trouble. Something would just happen weird, and those guys wouldn't be the same. Or that next year or two, they would struggle. You see a little bit of it, but not a lot. But that's it when it comes to the sports world. Like I said, not a lot going on. Shout out to the softball World Series, some great softball being played. Baseball, the Angels did win two straight. They just took an L to the Red Sox, 11-9, walk-off homer. Dodgers, Mets playing some good baseball. So it's a lot of good things there. Um, and the sports world never dies. It never stops. It just keeps going and going and going. And that's why we love it. But I gotta go away from sports and take you somewhere else. Shout out to my guy once again. I show a lot of love to Kendrick Lamar. It's gonna be a lot of love shown on this show. A lot of love for hip hop, period, but a lot of love for K Dot because I was there at the beginning. Training Day days. Watts Finest Volume 1 with J Rock when he was K Dot. And to see him become not only the biggest rap star but to be converted to a pop star, like it's just crazy to see because I'm always remember when Musa was putting me and bro up on game while he was working with my brother and telling us that his guys were next, and he didn't lie. He used to say, "Hey, Kendrick Lamar is gonna be the best rapper ever," and I was a huge J Rock fan because it sounds so West Coast. I was like, "Man, I don't believe it," and he became exactly that. And he's continued to do greatness, breaking his own records. Kendrick Lamar and SZA Luther breaks the record for longest running number one in hot R&B and hip hop song charts with 23 straight weeks at number one. It surpassed Kendrick Lamar's own Not Like Us, which was on number one for 22 straight weeks. He continued to do his thing, and his verse last year from Like That, the whole battle continues to wreck the game. It's crazy how he said it. He got it from Hov, where he said how one verse can just mess up the game. It did exactly that. It has people opening Pandora's box. Pusha T came out. I talked about the last show, him and Malice, the clips being on GQ, and man, it just opened up so more. You had one of Pusha T's managers come out and say, "Hey, like Drake done blocked several times people from putting out stuff because and it's probably not Drake, but through UMG, letting everybody know that he is the industry darling. He is UMG's baby. That if they felt you were sending any type of shots, they were blocking your music." And that's what really irks me about this Drake lawsuit. People know, if you know me, you know how big I've been a Drake fan. Since Room for Improvement, comeback season, I've been rocking with Drake. Of course, as of late, I think that he's going more towards pop and stepping away from him really spitting bars. Like he's more poppy and R&B and things like that, where I want him to get back to rapping. But him and his lawsuit, after all the things he done behind the scene, makes it so corny and it's gonna mess up hip hop. Like another game that I love to go along with the sports, it's gonna mess it up. People aren't going to be able to speak their truths. People aren't going to be able to just rap. People's stuff can get censored. People's stuff can get blocked because of the stuff said. People can get dropped from labels, as we can see with the clips. People's whole albums can be put on hold, as UMG wanted to do if Pop Smoke's team kept Pusha T's verse on the song, which they felt was dissing Drake, which it just lets me know how corny this whole situation is. The fans, not even the fans, 'cause I'm a fan, it's the stands of Drake who are just as corny because they want to push it like the man is, yeah, he's doing this for the industry. No, he's not. His ego is hurt. He can't believe that UMG flipped up on him. They done held back people's tracks and verses for years, and now they switch sides, it seemed like, to him because they were backing Kendrick and pushing Not Like Us and like no other, but it taught me a lesson. It taught me one thing, that there is no denying a great hit. UMG were like, yeah, some of them songs are just on the albums. We don't really care. Maybe we can block that and censor that, which is still terrible to me. But they heard Not Like Us and saw the impact, the love that it was getting throughout the country and eventually the world, to where they said, I know that they're going at our guy Drake. But this song is so big and so special that we have to let this ride out. And we need to help Kendrick because he is still under, he's still one of our artists. He's with Interscope, who's under UMG. And they were like, hey, we have to rock out with this Not Like Us song because it is great. It is a classic. And we know that Drake is our guy. We've done a lot of stuff to help him and keep his name out of the mud. But we cannot stop Not Like Us because it's that great of a song. So that's just telling you, nobody's bigger than these industries. Nobody's bigger than great music. No matter who you are, somebody can say the craziest thing about you on a record. If the song is fire, it's a slap. It is in the clubs. It's on the radio. It is in parties. It is in people's cars. It is on commercials. It is on TV everywhere, sports venues. Like, you can't deny that song, even if some crazy stuff is being said. And that's exactly what happened with Not Like Us. That's exactly why Drake's powers of holding back verses and records didn't work, because Kendrick made something that was a game changer, and it shows. Super Bowl, Gatorade deal, the tour that's going on, so many sports teams, Not Like Us, Not Like Us. And everybody, I hate when they talk about that song because they just want to talk about the PDF file thing, the A minor. That is not the biggest part of the song. The biggest part of the song is the hook, because it says Not Like Us. You can use that in so many ways. In athletics, I can be with my homies out at a club and looking at people from our table saying they not like us, and that's what people latch onto with that record. And that's why they UMG couldn't stop it. They didn't want to stop it because they saw the power and how great it was. So Drake, I wish Drake would just say, hey man, come out, speak to the people, let us know what's going on, because the lawsuit is corny. The whole situation is corny. Kendrick continues to win. Pusha T, Jay-Z is gonna rock with it. That's why he's with Rock Nation. He's gonna drop the album, and things are going to be all right. Like I told you guys, Wednesday. Really chill week so far. I know graduations and stuff are going on. Graduations are coming up. But it's gonna get real tomorrow. The NBA playoffs, the finals is here. And that's when everybody's gonna have a lot of great things to talk about. I can't wait to watch it. I'm excited to see it, man. I'm ready for some big stories to come out. Shout out to everybody with the brand, man, the Misfits Live, for those who tap in live, for those who are going to tap in later and check out the show. I appreciate you. And as you know, you see down there, I am back Friday with another episode of the Mykell Mathieu Show. I appreciate you. I see you guys then. Have a good night. Blessings. Peace.